the DA is just staged a picket, or rather it seems to be like a rally outside the eThekwini municipality. This is a council that is led by the coalition of the ANC-EFF as well as the NFP and a number of other smaller parties. The DA is saying that they want this council to be dissolved. We are going to hear more about the reasons thereof as to why the DA is calling for this council to be dissolved. But amongst other things, they are saying that it is led by corruption. Let us welcome the DA federal leader, Mr. John Steenhuisen, who is going to tell us more, who has been addressing these pickets here outside the eThekwini municipality. Let us welcome you, sir. Why do you want this council to be dissolved?
Because it's completely failing to deliver services to the people. Large parts of the city without electricity and water for extended periods, depriving people of their basic rights as citizens to these particular services. It's very clear the municipality is not able to provide the most basic functions set out in the Constitution that local government is tasked with. And therefore we believe it's time for a fresh start. To hit the reset button here in eThekwini, let it be dissolved, and let the citizens, the people who matter the most in any democracy, have the say on who they would like to see governing the city. We cannot wait another 2 to 3 years for the next local government election. There'll be nothing left. There will be a huge health crisis here, and many citizens will be compromised. We need to do something now, and that is why the dissolution, we believe, will put the power back in the hands of the citizens and out of the hands of the politicians, and let them decide on the best way to move forward for their city.
And talking about the basic services, what about the issue of water? You've said something about writing to the Human Rights Commission because of water, not only here in the eThekwini municipality, but nationwide as well.
Well, we've already lodged a Human Rights Commission complaint against Gauteng for their inability to provide water. We're going to do the same here in eThekwini. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights is very clear. Water is a basic human right, as is the right to life. Both of those rights have been severely curtailed and compromised here by a government that is failing to get its act together and do the very basics that are required of it. We believe this is resulting in the human rights abuse of the citizens of this municipality, and that's why we will be tasking the Human Rights Commission to look into this and to make a ruling and hopefully set out a way forward about trying to get this municipality to focus its priorities on fixing the crisis where people are going for months without water. Pensioners and SASA grant recipients have to pay significant portions of their grants to get water brought to them in containers and buckets. This is not how a municipality should operate. It's not how government should work.
Now, shifting our focus to other equally important matters. We over the years have seen the DA leaders, some of them, amongst them the black leaders, having a steady exodus of black leaders from the DA. Why do you think so? Because just recently we've seen Kume Ramulifu has just joined the Rise Mzansi.
Well, look, people come and go in politics, and it's not the DA only. You can look what's happening in the ANC now. There's an exodus there to the MK party. As people leave political parties as they come and go, particularly now. It's the silly season, transfer season. We're 3 to 4 months away from the election. Parties are finalizing their list processes. People are looking ahead and saying, well, am I going to get re-elected or not? Maybe my ticket here is not so secure. Let me look for a safer seat somewhere in another party. And you're going to see a lot of that happening. It's not going to end here. It's going to continue as those list processes within those parties continue. But we carry on. The work carries on. The values and principles of the parties remain the same. We continue to work for the people of South Africa and focus on the issues that matter most to the citizens. And that is what we'll be putting before the people of South Africa as we go into the election. You never like to see people go, but people are free to choose in a democracy about their association and which political party they want to be allied with.
And speaking of the people who are leaving the DA, Kachalia, who has expressed that he has been supporting the Palestine because the South African government has applied to the ICJ wanting to have a ceasefire in Israel as well as Gaza as well as Palestine. What's your stance with regards to that application by the South African government, and also what about that has been said by, or what he feels that has been sidelined due to his expressions or views on the Gaza?
Okay, well, let me just make it very clear that we are in support of a two-state solution. in the Middle East, of a sovereign and independent and unoccupied Palestine living alongside a secure Israel. And that has been our position right from the beginning of this crisis. As it relates to the application, genocide is not something that can be subjective. There are international legal criteria that would be required to be assessed, and I believe the place is the ICJ. And like every other party, we are awaiting the outcome of the ICJ inquiry and judgment. And because we're a party that respects the rule of law, the outcome of that will become international law and would be required to be respected by all the parties to the application. So we are looking forward to having some resolution on this matter, but we believe that the only answer to lasting peace in the Middle East is by moving swiftly towards an independent, sovereign Palestine with new democratically elected leadership alongside a secure Israel living together in peace.